Hey TCT, it is Dream Week on the train. It's my theme. I came up with this theme. Yay me. Um, I guess I'll talk about some of my random dreams. Something that I dream about a lot for some reason is zombies. I don't really know why. Just they're usually about me and my friends running away from the zombies. I've never, ever in a dream killed a zombie, cause I'm just not that type of person. I'm a long range fighter. If I have like a gun or a bow and arrow or something I can throw at it, then I'll be good. But if I'm fighting them, then I'm fighting like really far away, throwing stuff. But it's always me and my friends running away or being trapped by the zombies. And they're really weird dreams, and I don't know why I have them so much. But I used to have them like every single week. And this went on for a long, long time. I haven't had a zombie dream in probably 4 weeks. I'm going to say 4 weeks. But yeah, I usually have zombie dreams like all the time. I used to get really bad dreams a lot when I lived in my old house. Before I went to sleep every night, I would play my iPod, and if you listen to techno music, there's a song called Sandstorm. I can't remember who it's by, but there's a song called Sandstorm, and I would listen to that song, and every time I listened to that song before I went to bed, I would have a nightmare, and it wasn't just like a normal nightmare, it was one of the ones where you wake up jumping in a hot sweat, like, oh my god, what the hell was that? Those were scary. I did not like those dreams. So that's when I stopped listening to music before I went to bed, because it was giving me nightmares. The dreams that I hate most would have to be the dreams where I wake up jumping, because every time that happens, I feel like somebody was standing over me, like watching me. And I can remember that every time that happens while I'm in a dream, I'm always either stepping off a curb or I'm jumping or something where I'm like going forward, and every time I wake up and I jump and I feel like somebody was right there, like right next to my bed, staring down at me. And that really scared me at my old house because my old house was haunted. I had a dream when I was really little. I lived in not my old house, but my house before that. And we had just moved there, and there was this mountain, and I was only in 3rd grade, and I was like, oh my god, that looks like a volcano. And it didn't help that in school we were learning about volcanoes, so I had volcano on the brain. I had this really awful dream that a volcano erupted and was killing everybody, and I was trapped in my room on my bed. And then when I woke up, I looked on the floor and I was like sweating. I was so hot because I don't know why, the dream, I don't know. I was like sweating, and I was screaming, I was crying. I looked at the floor and my imagination was going crazy because I swore the floor was moving. It was really scary. Wow, my 3rd grade imagination was very, very vivid. So I'm like sitting in bed and I'm screaming, and my mom ran and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm tired and there's volcano and It was really scary. Yeah. Another dream that I have a lot of people have flying dreams, but I have flying dreams a lot, but when I do, I'm never like, oh, let's take off and go. It always starts off when I'm running. Like, I'll start running, and it'll be like, la 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 la, da-dong, and then like a bound, and I'm like, whoosh, and then I'll start jumping, like bounding. Bounding. Does that even make sense? But yeah, I'll be like running, and then I'll like start bouncing, and then I'll just start getting higher and higher, and then when I'm in the air, I'll go like, whoa, and then I'll like fall. And then I'll like bounce again, and then eventually after a while of like after a few like bouncy things, I'm like flying, and it's really cool. I like those dreams. Sometimes I have dreams where I'm superheroes, and I'm like either Spider-Man or I'm Rogue. I've had one where I'm Rogue, and I was like, yeah, I'm flying, like being all strong and awesome. But I like the ones where I'm Spider-Man because I can swing, and I'm like, whee! I'm really weird. Um, I remember this one time. I had a dream where I was a werewolf, and it was like High School Musical status. It was weird. Like, I went to school and I wanted to get in with I wanted to be friends with Zac Efron and all of his friends, but they were in class and I couldn't go in there. So I remember going to this table and like putting some money down, and then he walked by and he smiled at me, and I was like, yay, he smiled at me. And then like that night I was a werewolf. I have no idea. I was a werewolf, and there were these people, and like they didn't like the werewolves, and I was like, oh, but I like people. I like this kid, and he's really cool, and his name is Zach, and yeah. And then, but my werewolf friends were like, no, you need to stay with your own kind. Why are you going to school? You don't need to be around these people. But I was like, no. So that night, like, me and the other werewolves were going to a werewolf convention meeting thing, but before that we all went hunting, and I was like, I remember running and like doing like the jumpy thing where I'm like almost flying but I'm like jumping really high, and I was on top of a roof, and I looked down and I see this lady and her baby, and she's like carrying her baby into the house, and she's like la 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 la, and I'm like sitting on top of the roof, and I'm like, wow, they look really delicious. So I kind of jumped on the lady, and I kind of ate her and the baby. I mauled them. Like, I can remember it very vividly. There was a lot of blood and guts, and it was very delicious. It was weird, and it was very gory and graphic. But it was a really cool dream. After mauling the lady and her baby, I woke up. I was like, that was interesting. Anyway, I also happen to have a lot of dreams with, like, based on fandom. Sometimes I'm not even, like, in the fandom. Like, I had a dream about The Bachelorette once. I was like, what? Why did I have a dream about this? Anyways, but because of that dream, I watched the whole season. I had only seen one episode, and after I had the dream, I was like, I need to watch this now. So I watched the whole season just to be totally disappointed with everything. I was like, I hate the show. Why am I watching it? Rawr. It was really cool, though, because, yeah, I don't know. I'm weird. And also, I have dreams that have to do, like, kind of like what Siggy was talking about, deja vu dreams, but, like, not deja vu. This happened a couple days ago, actually. I was in the kitchen, and it was just like the way, you know how deja vu works, like, when you see something and you're like, I've seen that before. That's what happened. I was in the kitchen, and everything happened exactly how it happened in my dream, and like it had the same people, the same sayings, everything, and I just kind of stood there like, what the hell? Because I had a dream exactly like that like 2 years ago, before I even knew about this house. Like, it was really weird. And like, those are the dreams that you don't really remember and that you don't really tell anybody about. Like, oh, I had a dream that I was in this house with these people that I didn't know, and they said this. You don't really tell people that. It was just kind of like a common occurrence. And then it happens, and you're like, whoa, that was weird. Anyway, so yeah, I think I kind of sort of can tell the future. Just a little. Yeah. I wish it was more clear. If I could, though, that'd be awesome. But yeah. So yeah, that's basically it for my dream week. Well, for Wednesday. You should leave a comment saying, telling me like what your most memorable dream has been. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed my crazy random rants about dreams that I've had. I know I'm kind of crazy. There's a smudge on my computer. Smudge, you look stupid. Stop it. Kill you. Okay. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next week. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye-bye.